Okay, I'm gonna hop right in. This is a 1-minute hack for decluttering your space. When you're starting to declutter or move toward minimalism, I think there are often two challenges that come up for a lot of people. The first one is that we get used to our clutter. We go what I call clutter blind, where eventually the chaos and the piles and just the clutter fade into the background. We get used to it, we zone it out, we don't notice it anymore. But the problem is that that clutter might still be affecting us psychologically. It might make it on a base level more stressful to be in our spaces. You know, when you're in a really pristine, minimal space, quite often you feel more relaxed. Well, if your home is super cluttered and chaotic, I think that can actually add to a constant low-grade level of stress. Plus, the more stuff you have, the more you have to deal with it. The longer it takes to find things, the longer it takes to put things away or to tidy up your space, basically to deal with your home. And so once we go clutter blind and we get used to the clutter, we become less motivated to make the changes that we know we should make. A second problem a lot of people face is not knowing where to start. Maybe you have the motivation to start decluttering, but you're just like, where do I begin? I don't know how to get started. What's the best first move? And then because of that mental labor, you just kind of give up. I don't know if that's the case for you. Maybe it's not, but for me, historically, I experienced that a lot where I was like, I should really declutter my space, but there's so many things to declutter. That mental load of deciding and planning how or when you're going to do it can just feel like a lot. So this 1-minute hack, I think, can help at least with both those problems. The problem of going clutter blind and the problem of not knowing where to start. So essentially, what I want you to do is to scan your space and look at it like you're looking at it for the first time. Pretend you're a guest coming into your home and scan your space. Another tactic with this is to actually take some pictures of a room and see what catches your eye. Where are the clutter piles? What do you notice first? What bothers you the most? What area is the most in your face problematic? And if you have a home with numerous rooms, just take a quick walk all the way through your home and just think about, if I were coming here for the first time, what advice would I give myself for where to start? Because somehow when you're thinking of it as you're talking to a friend or you're helping clarify it for your friend, it becomes so much easier. It's like, it's hard to fix our own lives. It's easier to fix someone else's. So just try it out and hopefully do it in a somewhat non-judgmental way. I don't want this to make anyone feel bad. You really don't need to feel bad in that so many people struggle with having too much because of the way society has socialized us to buy and to collect. I really don't think if you do that scan and you see all this stuff that you should start to blame yourself, because I truly think it is how we are socialized in at least the society that I live in the US. But I do think that if you can do this exercise in a non-judgmental way, in a way where you're not putting yourself down, but you're just saying, okay, if I were to look around here, what's clearly a problem? It'll suddenly make it clear that there is clutter. You'll see it again. You'll notice what's actually bad, and then you'll have an idea of where to get started. So I know this is such a simple, straightforward one, but I really wanted a separate video just on this concept because I feel like so often you hear about things online, but then you don't actually go out and do them. At least, okay, that's the case for me. I'm outing myself. And I also hate to think of this channel as, quote, advice, because I'm in the thick of it. I'm learning. It's more of just like a space to process the stuff. But once I actually took on and did the action of trying this strategy every once in a while, like when I look at the space, what is really standing out to me as the problem area, it became easier to tackle it, to take it on, and to just get it done. So that is my tip for you today, if you're someone who has dealt with too much clutter like I have historically. And anyway, today's random observation, which is a segment I've been starting lately to give me permission basically to talk about whatever I want to, is a random observation I have made about my daughter lately. I'm a new mom, but I'm learning a lot all the time. And I just wanted to share a little tidbit that I learned from my own daughter, which is basically that the more we make mistakes, the better we get. And I know this is something that we've all probably heard at some point or another, but somehow actually seeing my daughter learn just the basics of being a human, things like how to grab items, how to feed herself from a plate, how to move around and crawl and balance herself holding on to something. These are all skills that I take for granted, skills that I use every day and that she's starting to use every day. But what I've noticed is the more I almost try to intervene and fix what she's doing when she's doing it wrong, the more she does the thing wrong. Whereas when she makes the mistake, she very quickly learns faster. And I know it's almost a stereotypical thing. It's like you learn from your failures, but somehow seeing her actually go through it, like dropping food on the floor and losing that part of it, or not crawling in a way that's working for her and learning that that particular way doesn't work, all of those experiences allow her then to know, okay, this works for me, okay, this doesn't. And while she's working on kind of these more basic skills, I also need to remember to apply that to my own life. I feel like so often we as humans avoid things we're new to because we're afraid of making mistakes, having failures in front of other people and being embarrassed by it. But it's just like the more we can lean into those mistakes and those hiccups that are natural whenever we try something new, the sooner we can master a new skill or actually experience the joy of doing something different and new. I don't know, it's just really sinking in this new way. And I really hope that I'm able to keep that idea with me as she gets older and the stakes of her mistakes might feel higher. Like if she's not doing as well in some class at school or something, I want to let her learn from the challenges. And of course, I want to help support her. I'm not saying I'm never gonna help her, but I want to be better at tolerating my own anxieties about what she's going through. I want to be a support to her. I want to be there for her, of course, and facilitate new learning. And there's some times where you gotta like show somebody how to do something or help them along the way. But I also think I need to be good at letting her do her thing, explore her interests, try things and fail, and that's great because she'll learn from them, and to kind of have that mindset for her and for me. And I think also part of it is trying to model that behavior of not putting myself down when I make mistakes, when I fail, when I don't do something as well as I'd like. Instead of calling myself worthless or acting that way or treating myself that way, valuing my attempt and trying to think through how could I do it better next time. Anyway, this was a short and simple one, but hopefully it was helpful in some way. Anyway, thank you so much for spending this little bit of time with me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.